Hi guys, so today I finally get to experience the share chat thing on Twitch. Unfortunately, I don't have VNet, so that's gonna wait. Thank you, friend, for first in the roll call. So I have mixed it up on. Moon is gonna take like a short break, so it's me just babysitting chat for now. Alright, we're a little bit early. We wanted to do it like 9:30 my time, which is probably like 8:30 his time, something like that. But anyways, we're here. So we finished 2 bosses last week, if I remember correctly. This week is kind of more like a continuation. I have no idea how long this gameplay is, right? But I was told it's about 12 hours to 16 hours for completion. Not like achievement run, just like main story completion, which means it's gonna be pretty long. Alright, so a little bit of like an RL update stuff is happening. I got some orders in, and then I had to pack, and I have to deliver them later, and then I have to make the B2B pitch and stuff like that, and then there's like all the billing stuff that's coming in as well. So this morning has been quite the run, even before I started streaming, right? It's crazy. Like I do appreciate the support, but man, I am just so tired right now. I don't really, I have no energy. Will I be okay today? That's the question. Will I be okay on today's stream? Okay, so I hope chat is working. Wait, let me just test chat. Please tell me I have the right window on. Yes, I do. Okay, that's good. Chat is working. Alright, so I did mute myself on the stream, so Moon's people cannot hear me. It's okay though. And let me see if I can do shout out for other people as well. Shout out. I can! Oh my god.
Alrighty, I'm back, You ready?
Hello, yes, I am live right now. So I realized that I can give shout out to people on your side.
Can you?
I suppose.
I don't think so. Is that possible? What the heck?
I have no idea, but I'm like, okay, new stuff. That should be done by now, I think.
Alrighty, guys, welcome. Chibi, say hi. Say hi to everyone.
Hi, I'm Chibi, soon to be ex-wife.
Yep. Alright, guys, we'll be continuing. It Takes Two. Hopefully, we are able to lock in this time. We're able to cruise through the game. But yeah, okay, Gators, yo, Alistair. I know you're streaming right now. Hope you have a good stream, bro. Mist, привет. Hope you're having a wonderful day or night, probably day or noon. Okay, hold on a second. Dude, don't try to kill yourself already.
I already killed myself. I failed that job. I forgot half of the controls, if I'm honest. Also, oh, Skillful is in chat. Owlcat is in chat. Well.
How the hell I'm not followed so soon to the XiaoMoonMoon wife?
I know,
You're
right?
a disgrace. Go follow Chibi, amazing VTuber.
My god, the ends are as big
Oh,
as
it's
me.
6:30. Okay. It's not too bad. So it's morning.
Again? Oh, I told Rose not to throw her shoes up here.
Oops. I told her I did that when I was a kid.
Yo, Seiko.
You're the guilty one.
She's outgrown them anyway.
Oh, it's double ropes. My god, okay.
Wait, do I have to do
There's a
something with
paper plane? What does it do?
Still got it.
It doesn't do anything.
I don't think that was necessary, nope. Oh my god, okay.
Where is it going though? It went all the way down. Okay, maybe you should have taken that plane route, maybe? I don't know.
No, yeah, probably don't need it. We're fine. Yo, Childy, what's up?
How are you seeing chat and playing the game at the same time, brother? I'm struggling. Okay, you know what? You're in charge of taking care of chat too.
Oh my god.
If I like I said, if I don't focus, I'm gonna die. I just.
Don't worry guys, come on Chewie, come on.
Finally, a use for
Oh,
that.
thanks for the headpads. Did the headpads work, Gators? I didn't see them.
I can't. There's too much chat. I'm gonna ignore chat. Sorry, chat. No love for you today from me. Go to Moon. Moon will take care of you.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yikes. Oh my. Yeah. Yep. Well.
That's so weird. Do we need to...
Double jump? No. There's a rope up there.
Yeah, it's a rope, but it has a timer on it. I don't know what's...
Oh, we have to wait for the swing, I think.
Oh my god. I don't know if there's like a... Oh, okay, so we just
Oh,
have to get
double
close enough. Okay,
in.
makes sense.
Wait, there's an airplane. My turn. Whee!
Go.
Gators hit patted you so hard, the horn fell out. Oh my god, Gators, how could you? Yo, second, quick question. Okay. So you're Moroccan. Do you speak... Which dialect do you speak?
I don't see a way to get to Rose's room yet.
I am
Let's
curious.
get higher.
So wait,
Woo! Bouncy.
missed. What do you mean you didn't sleep?
Woo! I'm a superhero with a robe.
Come on, this
You're a
let's go.
clayman
Oh my
with a
god.
rope.
Yeah,
Where do I go?
beware
Oh.
Let's keep going here.
Woo! Weird but useful. Is that our pot lid?
What's it doing up here?
Looks like a pulley.
I need you here.
controls it.
But guys, is this stream quality decent? I've been messing with
Look
settings
over
a
your
lot.
door.
A door in a tree? I don't like it. We gotta get to Rose's room.
But can't you see how
Hello,
far away
Charlie.
it
Thank
is?
you
Yes, I
for
can
first
see how far away
alternate
it is. That's why we gotta keep moving.
and daily roll
Maybe
call.
there's someone inside who can help
Dadija,
us.
Berber, Arabic, French, English, and images. Oh my god. Anime Japanese.
What are you doing? We don't know what's inside
I think
there.
all of us
Come on,
can
it
attest
might
to
be a
the anime
shortcut to the
Japanese,
house.
but
Yeah, but what if it's not? What if
Yeah, we're all weeps.
Who sent you?
no one?
Oh, it's a chipmunk.
we
Wait, is it a
come in
chipmunk?
peace.
We're
It's a
trying to
girl.
get to the house.
close enough.
The house. What's your business there?
It sounds like final
We haven't
boss.
got time for
What?
this. Is this a shortcut or not?
Not. Not a shortcut.
Oh my god, are we in a jar? Oh no.
We
Oh,
are.
no.
We're trapped in there. I wish I had the hammer.
Not help.
Not the jar,
Come on,
please.
help me push.
Got PTSD from that.
Why the glass jar?
Well, at least we can see through it.
I see somebody who's very, very proficient in anime Japanese. Soyero! Atene!
Oh my
Dad, I
god.
have to
It's
tell
all
you
the
something.
shonen
It's
stuff.
important.
Kutabare!
Have you heard of this book by Dr. Hakim?
Oh wait, we're like
He
in a
says that
trance,
it's
right?
important to
We
forgive
are.
each other. Because then you can become friends again.
No. She wants to kill me. I
If you
don't think she
want,
wants to
you
be
can borrow
friends.
the book.
We're in couples therapy for a reason.
Okay. You're busy.
My guy's so fucking sad, man. No song? It didn't play?
No sound?
Cody, are you okay?
So you have like a follower walk on, I think it's called.
Oh, you
So
mixed
every
it up.
time they come to chat, they
you working
have
for the
a
Wasps?
like a theme song.
What? The wasps?
Don't play dumb.
I'm not sure why I
Did they
didn't play.
send you here to kill us?
What? Kill
Lucky,
you?
how are you doing?
Working for any wasps.
We'll see whose side you're on. Pull a switch.
You
Dropping to say hi, back to Cookation Meetup. Hey, guys, well, second, thank you for stopping by. Always, and as usual, really appreciate it. Guys, I think we're getting
Boss,
murder.
it doesn't look look like they're on the Wasp's team.
And why don't they die?
Like
Maybe
church.
they have superpowers. What if they can help us?
Let's find out. Abort.
Oh, you okay?
Yeah, you?
Yeah. Just about.
That was terrible.
Horrendous.
What were you trying to do, Chewie?
I don't know. I'm trying to
Hey there, Mr.
be a streamer. I'm feeling.
Do you have it active
You
on
want to
your
get
chat?
to the house?
Like stream elements?
Yes.
What do you mean?
We can get you there.
Really? You? That's very kind.
Oh,
On
feels like
condition.
it got misconfigured somehow.
What do you mean?
Follow me.
May,
Come on.
it's a terrible idea.
Come on, Cody.
I don't want to go.
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're a mother?
Real hoarders.
Yeah, of my computer.
Hey,
Okay.
Mate, that's our remote
My
control.
baby.
They stole it.
Those sneaky rodents.
Like for the SO, no worries, Missy. I
What do they
got you.
want with those?
I don't know. But we look good. Hey, that's my underwear.
Hardly a loss.
You used to love that underwear.
Used to.
You still this freaking tacky. Holy shit.
I mean, those are the best underwear. Mommy Moon.
The wasps have invaded our tree, wiped
Yes.
out most of our tribe. You two must kill them.
What? We can't kill those crazy creatures. You nuts? No offense.
Don't worry. You'll just survive 2 of them.
Against a whole swarm of them, surely we'll die.
That's why you're going to need these. My latest in cyber hazelnut technology. The tree sap Hapshiki 57.
We have guns. We have guns now.
I
What?
don't know what that sounded like a
X200.
like a German weapon.
Oh.
There's one more thing. We sent in an undercover agent who could operate our queen robot.
As planned, the wasps believed the robot was their real queen. But instead of wiping out the wasps, our agent was seduced by its power and switched sides.
Oh lord.
So, kill the wasps, and the agent in the
Wait, is it controlled by the
to the house.
squirrels? Or is it like
Yeah,
an actual robot?
Isn't there a more civilized way that we can?
We'll find out, I guess. I have no idea. Is this like where you stopped previously when you played, or like?
Really don't want to have to kill giant wasps.
Well, you wouldn't have to if you'd cleaned out the hive.
What?
What do you mean?
What hive?
Like you played it once, right?
In the
Where
real
was it
world, in
until?
our tree?
Where was it up
Asked you
until?
so many times, and you promised to get rid of it.
Yeah, fine.
That's pretty much this part.
Be here if you.
So you and I are
hadn't
looking
knocked
at
on
it
the
for the
squirrel's
first
door.
time as well.
Well, at least they're gonna lead us to the house.
What are you kidding me? You believe that? I don't trust those squirrels. They stole my underwear.
That's
Believe me,
what
that was
he's
a blessing.
on about. The underwear.
Well, at least my
How
underwear
dare
is now
they?
a sophisticated part
It's a special
of a flying
underwear.
machine.
Oh, I sincerely doubt it.
It
can
has
fly.
heart
course
shapes
you do.
and it's white.
You know what? I can't wait.
What's the issue?
My real body, so that we can get divorced.
That's so
Oh, me
freaking
too.
tacky. Oh my god. Do you actually have these kinds of underwears in real life?
I guess it's time to kill some wasps.
No, I wish
Don't
so.
worry,
You
we got
wish? Okay,
weapons.
okay.
They seem
okay.
comfortable.
Homemade squirrel
My
DIY
God.
drill buzzer.
Thank you for daily roll call.
You saw how powerful they are.
You
Let's
got
drill
wolves.
bass.
Also need to make the attendance thingy. You gotta teach me how to set that up.
Ah, okay. Okay, I have to aim now. What the heck?
Target, huh?
Yeah, this became an FPS.
Alright,
Do you have the rocket launcher?
I do. Okay. I'm on time limit as well. What the fuck? How are you so fast?
Way fast. I'm behind you.
It's not catching fire.
Okay, try now.
Oh, oh, you're so
Nice.
smart.
But when combined,
kidding.
Yeah.
What is
This is a war
this?
zone.
What are you shooting at?
May?
I don't think that's the one.
It's a shooting range. Let's try it out.
That's the one I feel like. Oh, there we go. That's one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Holy shit.
Okay, yeah.
We need auto aim.
Well done. Now, go get the
Okay, okay. It was just like a training.
Training phase. Shooting range. What are you doing? Stop!
Wow. This is
How do I
impressive.
motivate?
I'm getting
Alright, that
spooky
one.
vibes from this place. Okay, can we please
Wait,
turn
what?
back?
Wait, what?
No,
Please seal the doors behind you to protect against the wasps. Your only way out is through the wasp's lair over there. On the other side.
Are you sure?
This one's ready.
Just trust the process, don't worry.
Nah.
Wait, where do we go now?
Ah,
Oh, okay.
gotta go up. Up? Is it up? No. No, wait, there's something there. Hold on, let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. There's one of it.
Wait, where do you... Oh,
Or
okay.
not. No. No, it's only temporary.
confused.
Okay,
What do
we
we do now?
gotta find like a way. Can you bring it down? Nah, I don't think you can bring it further than that. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so it goes up. Which means hold on. We are smart. Kind of,
What
maybe.
happens if you shoot this?
Does it work? No, it does not work.
No.
Is there a way? Okay, wait. Let me just check backwards.
Oh my god.
Did you die? You died.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't see this. Okay.
You got up there?
Yeah, I think we can do it from here.
It's sapped up.
Could you blow the other side? Yeah, shoot the other side. The other side. Okay.
Did you get it?
Wait, I fell down. Oh my god. Okay, so what do we do from here? I mean, I'm a bit confused. What to do? Oh wait. I'm an idiot. Shoot
How do
the
we?
sap over here. Shoot the sap.
Oh,
And now shoot the other side.
that
Oh my god. Hey, yeah.
nice.
Okay, what do we do now though?
Okay, and then we get
Nice.
upwards.
Progress. Down we go.
Oh my god, we're on fire. Let's go.
Mostly you, but okay.
Okay, what about here? Can you shoot this? Go, speed run. Okay, what about this one?
Oh.
Okay, you can
Okay.
shoot now. Oh my god, gee.
It's okay, we respawn.
Okay, now get up and try shooting it down.
Oh, we can do that. Nice.
Okay. What do we do from here though?
I have to shoot that arrow thingy. Huh. Okay, so that thing turns. What about this bucket? Oh, or not. Is there a way to bring the bucket down?
Darn, the sap isn't sticking.
Looks like
Isn't
squirrel
sticky.
tech isn't foolproof.
I'm not sure.
It's okay. Can we? Can I? No. No.
Oh wait. Wait. Okay, shoot it.
Wait, what?
No. Yeah, try shooting it first.
Oh, shoot at the sap. Oh, okay. You can go up now.
Okay, let's see if I can find a way to. help
Wait,
it
no,
go
I
down.
have
Maybe another
to.
surface will work better.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it, and then you see what works.
Oh, okay, I can stick to it. Nice.
Oh, you're good. Okay, okay. Nice. Oh man.
Well, this got interesting.
They're experimenting on an acorn. They really are nuts.
Look at those Tesla coils.
See, we
These
can
squirrels seem far more
make this turn.
capable than I thought.
Oh wait, okay, never mind.
Wasps could never understand the potential of hazelnut technology.
Okay, now this one here.
Do we stick?
Oh no, wait. Oh. I thought that was connected to the elevator. What do we do?
There's like one
wait,
there.
there's something here.
This one's ready.
Oh, okay, wait. So somebody has to be on this elevator first. Wait, let me just.
Okay.
No, you gotta get the glue stick thingy. Alright, I'm up, kinda.
Okay. Oh, okay, I get it. Wait,
Really?
don't move.
Yeah.
Just chill for now. Can you jump from there? No, wait. Okay, try now.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So target here. Does it do anything there? It does. Alright, get on this platform thingy.
Alrighty.
Okay, come up.
Hell yeah.
Yay! Why are you shooting me? Why are you shooting me? What is that? Oh,
It takes two to charge her. What?
These red buttons look interesting.
oops!
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Wait, they say to hit the buttons. Okay, what am I looking at? What am I looking for?
Guys, please, I don't want to be in a jar.
There is a. God, do you read chemicals? Do you read signs?
No.
Man, that sucks. Okay, I'm gonna press every button and see what it does.
You're just. Yeah, I think this is Chibi's favorite device.
Okay, is it this one?
You gotta stomp on it.
Ow. Oh, okay.
I think you can get something if you go inside.
You look fine, though.
What are you doing?
Yeah, you press start.
Our nuts bath and sauna machine. Patent pending, of course. We haven't worked out all the...
It's not working.
Oh, it's not working? Fuck! Oh well. Okay, yeah, let's go.
Are we doomed? Or is this like a mini game?
Yeah. I don't think it's a minigame. Probably just developers trolling.
Trolling? Okay.
So where do we go from here now?
Where do we go? This is the only way though. There's like a huge hazelnut like up there and it's like a hole out the tree somehow. What?
Oh, maybe this way. Hold on.
Hello Alistair, thank you for the daily call.
Maybe we can blow it up.
Oh, we have to do it
okay.
one by one, kind of.
Wait.
Is there like
Wait, I
a
probably
limit?
have to chain it. I
Yeah.
have to chain it. Hold on.
I was gonna ask, is there a limit to your ammo? Because it kind of looks a little bit disgusting, but we kind of need to do that.
It does though. Okay, you can shoot it now.
Oh!
For the head, that's...
Looks like
Well, I
For the
didn't
head,
die,
that's
okay.
working.
I didn't
so
die.
paranoid now. Hold on a second.
Something big. Whatever it was, it's gone now.
For our headbutts. Okay, yes, headbutts are working. Alrighty, let's go. Oh my god, what are you doing?
It's sapped up.
Okay.
Oh, okay. You can
And
shoot it
then... Nice. Wait,
now. Go ahead and shoot the other one. Wait, not yet.
wait, what is moving this thing though? I'm so confused.
What is moving it? Gravity. It's gravity.
Something's coming.
Killer wasp.
Oh no, wasps. Fuck.
Oh, we have to shoot them.
This one.
Ooh, we got one.
I have auto aim, nice. It was okay. Is that all? Did we do it?
I think
I
that's
think
The
so.
last of them. Nice. Goodbye, suckers.
Weapons would be effective against the wasps, but prepare for more.
Prepare for more.
What's next?
Hey, we're back at the same place, right? Oh no.
Oh, what is
not-
this? That's so disgusting. Lots of wax.
Oh! Yeah, okay.
So much wax.
Gotta get up the lid somehow. It explodes upwards. Doesn't look like that does anything. Still
Oh
this
wait,
one.
hold on a second. I got an idea.
Oh, you're
No, don't
smart.
explode it yet.
Okay,
Don't explode it yet.
okay. Then you get on that.
Okay, yeah. Shoot.
Go.
Oh, this one?
Okay, so where do you want to go from there? Are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Heck yeah.
Wow, okay.
Hey,
I don't know if you can
I think
shoot
there's
from
a
there.
bridge here.
Let's knock it down then.
Can you shoot from here? Oh no, you don't have sight of it. Oh wait, hold on.
I can't get a good shot from here, Cody.
Okay, try now. Shoot the line I just painted. Like the wax line.
Shoot the what?
The wax line thingy.
Did they work?
Heck yeah.
Okay. Okay, so I don't have to be going this way. Now hold on. Nuts! So much food. Okay, let's go. Oh no, I think I have to shoot it without.
Heck yeah, it's going much better than the last time.
Look, Mayor
I'm learning.
How about some tug of war?
This one? Okay, can we?
Wait. Come here.
Where is that? Ah. Cool rope. This
Okay,
is a
ready?
mini game. Okay. Okay.
Ready to fall into the hole?
Oh, that hole is
My
made
years
for you.
of playing
That fits you
Pokemon
better.
on N64.
Why?
Oh, you're going down.
Wife killer.
Yes. I'm the
Hell yeah.
master of the rope.
One win, and you're already a master.
Oh my god. Let's go.
What is this waterfall in a tree?
This actually looks cool.
Oh man, my legs hurt.
My feet hurt.
When we get out of this mess, I'm having a cold beer.
I'm having two.
What if we're stuck here?
beer, man.
Oh, stuck like this?
You don't know that. We'll get to Rose and break the spell.
Yeah. What if we never get to her?
Please stop talking and keep running.
Hey, will you stop? I'm gonna.
Let's go.
Not jars. Okay.
Okay, we're back to skating.
Ah.
Driving those mine carts. Where do these tracks even go?
This tree is incredible.
Oh my god.
You got hit. You got. Okay, what am I missing?
Okay.
Oh,
Are they transporting nuts?
when are these rails gonna end? No, please end soon.
Can you imagine a rail system like this? Would be cool as hell.
No, I feel like that would be terrible engineering. Not gonna lie. So.
That would be amazing. What are you talking about? So fun.
I can't
Going to
even.
work like that every day.
Okay, to work, yes, but how you gonna get back? That's the question.
Oh my god. That's not the important part. You can figure it out later.
Oh yay, we're here.
The bolt. Spin the handle to open it, but be on your guard. We've never made it past this point.
There looks like an hornet nest. What is this? Oh.
Oh, I hate this. I don't like this hexagon looking figures.
Yeah, I know. I fell in that
beehives, I hate.
hole. I went in here. I was like, oh wait. You will die.
This gets my skin all itchy. I hate it.
Are you supposed to just stick on it or something? It is moving. It's moving, kinda.
Not sure if I. Okay.
Oh. What did we do?
Come on, Chitty. Come on, Chitty. Let's go, let's go.
There's one more.
Got you.
Not sure if I should
Yeah, it's gravity
Just focus on
based.
this one.
So when he hits down, you shoot the one that's coming up, and then I'll shoot off this.
Oh, we got a boss.
Wait, what?
This one looks tougher than the
This one is. God dang it!
I'll just chill here, guys. Don't worry. She has this.
What do you mean? You gotta get his ass.
Oh my god.
You gotta layer him with gunk when he's turning behind. Okay, now his ass is exposed. Shoot it!
How do I lock on?
My shield will not shatter.
Yep, that's how we do it.
Okay, I think you can shoot it.
Ow. Ow. That's not time to shoot. I am gonna die.
You must be destroyed here.
Okay, one more.
Ouch. It was a perfect no-hit run. I see that sticking thing.
No, you have to
Okay, you
shoot
can shoot
his
it.
butt.
Just a miss.
Okay, there we go.
Nice.
There we go. Okay, last lock. Oh, that works. That works. Nice.
Let's get through that vault.
I was so low. I didn't die though.
Yeah.
Soldiers, the security system has detected
There are more of them. I'm gonna die.
eliminated them.
We are searching for them, Supreme Wasp Queen.
Search harder. Bring them to me. Dead or alive.
Yes, Supreme Wasp Queen.
Wait, who's even talking? Is that the same?
Scary queen.
Don't worry. It's
The one that's supposed to be like a
Yeah.
like
A very
sleeper agent or
big
something?
Robot. Who's trying to kill
No
us.
idea.
You know, maybe we should just turn back.
Are you checking it out?
No. We were just, exploring the.
I don't like Dr.
I
Hurricane.
think you look scared, like two little chickens.
No, not at all. We were just
Chickens.
scouting, preparing for the mission.
Yeah, right. Preparation is key.
Good, but remember, collaboration is also key. This is a very dangerous operation.
Thanks for reminding us.
You're welcome, man. Hey, got it.
You
Oh
done?
my lord.
No.
Annoying shit. Fucking annoying.
Is really annoying.
Thank you, Cody. I agree. Okay, I'm guessing we gotta eliminate the wasp.
There are so many.
Like the whole hive.
Okay, how do we tear down the hive without combating the people there? I don't wanna be there.
We'll be fine. We'll be fine.
What's all these Christmas lightnings?
I don't know, but I find it cozy.
Oh, this is boss.
Now! They're wasp larvae!
Oh my god. That's so. Guys, this is one of my fears.
Cody, we need to get rid of those nests.
Like, I don't know if you guys know, but
Oh, get rid of the nest, not the
there's
bugs.
like
the
one of
nest.
those mosquito that when they bite you, they inject. Technically, they're larvae.
Can you
into
shoot the
your-
nest
into your body.
instead?
Oh, can I?
Yeah, we have to get rid of that first, not just the bugs.
Oh, okay, that works.
Because they keep on respawning. Ah,
So yeah, they bite you, and then you technically have a larva inside your skin, and
but there are like 3 nests now. What the heck?
Too many of them.
And to breathe, they
Get the nest.
technically make holes in your skin.
You can. These guys are slow. We don't have to fight them all. We have to get rid of the nest.
Okay, this one next. Come here.
Alright, got that. Anything else?
I think we'll be fine. Oh, here.
Ah.
What is this? Oh,
Did you fall?
no, yeah, that's not the way.
Okay.
What is this thing?
We can stop it if the bottle falls in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh,
So we need like
Can't hurt us.
a couple of them. Oh no! We need a couple of them. Can you pull down the bottles first? Pull down the bottle! Woo!
wait, where's it?
Bottle is up there. I need
No,
the
I mean
other one
the
too.
bee. I saw a bee coming towards you.
I know, but like,
That'll be a wasp.
No, 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 no! We don't want to fight!
Shout out to Daisy.
down, down, down. Oh man, I might die.
Wait, which one is the one with the... Oh, okay, it's this one. With the
Oh,
fucking
I'm dead.
boss health bar.
Don't die, I'm dead.
Oh no! Didn't see you.
This one's out!
Oh.
Kill it, Chewie, kill it.
I'm dead again. Die. Okay, I'm back, I'm back. Oof.
God! It's like half health. So terrible.
And you have to dodge all the green stuff. I'm dead. Ah,
Chewie, come on.
I'm back, I'm back.
Kill it. We cannot die here.
She's
I
like
don't know where
half
it
down.
auto-save, so I don't know if it will put us way behind.
It might.
Shoot it, shoot it, shoot it. Yeah, I guess I gotta stay on the floor. That
Yep, get it.
place is not so good. Oh my god, dude.
Did we get it?
Yeah, it's it.
Lots of dangerous weapons of their own.
Yeah, but we're kicking some butt here at least. Hey, you're pretty good with that match gun.
Thanks, Cody. You too. Keep up the sap.
Oh, they're complimenting each other. That's nice.
Couples therapy, kind of working maybe.
Hey, isn't this your camera, May? Ah, so were the squirrels running away from something?
And it prints a picture? Oh, it's so cool.
It takes a picture for real?
Yeah, I think you can pull. Yeah, can you try being here? Hey, come here, come here.
I barely made it. Okay.
Quick, into positions!
Come, come, come.
Oh my god. That's nice.
Let's see.
Well, look at that.
Oh, that's so nice.
Might have been nice to pose in this one.
Let's see what the other poses are.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's nice. Wanna take another one?
The timer's going.
Okay. Ready. Let's see how it turned out. Yeah, Charlie's taking more pictures.
Cool.
Oh, I didn't appear. Oh well.
You didn't appear?
Not
Yeah,
bad.
just you.
Dang.
Oh, there's more pictures here. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of pictures. Oh my god. Wait, is that them?
No, I don't think so.
It does seem like that. Wait, why is she blonde here? Or is it a bald baby?
Don't think it's there.
Is that baby bald?
Dr.
I mean, it
Hakim
should
is
be there,
here.
but
Look at that.
Imagine they just have pictures of other people.
The stupid book is here. With like, I don't know, an
what?
ant? A wasp? What the hell?
Oh, it's a wasp. He is with the wasps.
Traitor.
We gotta kill him.
It's a fucking traitor.
Okay, that's it.
Boss battle. Oh my god.
They're bringing out the big guns now. Wait, is that?
Wait, okay, we can.
Still just wasps,
Oh god.
Cody.
Ooh, nice.
There's another one.
Exterminator.
They really don't.
It's now.
There may be a lot of you,
They
but
keep
you
shooting, keep
burn
shooting.
just the same.
I'm dead. Ah.
Oh my god.
How do you like
Okay, one down. More.
Leave us
Shoot, shoot,
alone.
shoot.
Pests.
Oh my god.
Dang it. Ah.
Okay, one down. Next one. Oh my god, dude. So annoying. Wait, what happened?
Hey, don't do that.
Ah.
God damn it.
That was not me.
Wait, do you have to shoot them in the air?
Yeah, I think you gotta shoot them.
Eyes front.
No!
Oh my god.
Jump!
Shoot, shoot.
You can't
Okay,
shoot, you
you
gotta
have to
jump.
shoot them.
You can't
Okay,
shoot, you
shoot.
gotta jump. Ow.
Oh, those look sharp.
Nice.
Okay, focus on
Okay,
shooting.
next one, next one.
Shoot!
Let's go.
Okay, okay, so far so good. There's another one. Oh, we can dodge some of
Shoot,
these.
shoot, shoot, shoot.
I can't! Hello!
Yo, thank you for the headset scooters. Oh wait, you're streaming as well. Oh my god, thank you for the headset stuff.
Wait, who's screaming? Oh,
Hey,
Kuro
technically
is...
everyone's streaming at this point.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, damn it.
Oh my god, I didn't fix that.
You didn't shoot!
Oh, whoops. I didn't fix it. It's telling me to speak Spanish and Chinese at the same time. Oh my god, we got evaporated.
I didn't see any
Okay,
set
hey, sir.
there. No.
Hey, sir.
I have to redo it.
继续5分钟.
Someone redeemed it. 这时候说华文。
好，下一个是啊，算了吧。
活了 ，OK，没问题，没问题，还行。
对对对对。哎，wasp 用中文怎么说呢？
I don't know, I'll just call it 蜜蜂
Now what?
I think we need to head
蜜
that
蜂
way.
啊。
Come on,
Like
man.
bee,
we
you
can't
know?
swim in
Leaf.
this.
OK OK。
We're going by boat.
Huh?
Help me out.
What?
That's a boat.
By boat? This is a boat. All right, come on.
这叫船。开玩笑。
All right. Go.
I would make the dumplings. What would you call it in Chinese?
What
Don't we
dumplings?
need like oars or something?
Yeah, like the
Oars, Cody.
水饺
lid.
Engine.
We do?
Oh, the lid.
It's in your hand.
What?
Guy. I don't know.
Not just a wooden face, May.
Yeah, very funny.
Guy as in like cover.
All right.
Okay.
That works. 什么东西啊？哎，不轮到我，不轮到我，全都是你的，
All guns should be as handy as this.
全靠你了，
太聪明了吧？
You just need to see them.
好爽啊！什么都不用做。
You know about gadgets. Nature's my thing.
That's not really helping us. There are more.
那你可以，你
哎
看上面，
哎
你看上面，我觉得你要射他们。
Oh, I'm gonna be
无所谓。
哦
哦，
哦，
撞树了啦！
救命了！
撞树了！
Hold on tight, man.
Oh my god！
左右，左右，去哪？
然后
左，去左。OK，
It's gonna be steep.
下朝。不需要多做什么吧 ？Oh my god！OK，、等等，等等，
完完了，
太多了。
完了。
Currents against us. We'll make it through.
上去吗？左边。
右，左，右，左。
嗯，应该没有路，
怎么办呢？
怎么办？靠近一点，看有没有办法上去。
你看一下
应。该不行吧？不行，不行。
哦。
另外一边，
你看右边，
右边。啊。
右边。
啊，聪明。
Let's go。
Think I see a way out ahead.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Oh my
哇
god！
Careful now, Cody.
不好意思。
不需要，不需要，不需要。去哪了 ？OK，直吧，往前吧，还是下朝？蜜蜂来了，
Swarms up ahead.
Yeah?
蜜蜂
But what are they doing?
带路吗？应该是带路吧？带路吗？不是带路。OK，我不喜欢这个。台风
Hands on deck. We've got a storm coming.
啊，避免台风，避免台风，
In.
避免。OK。避免。
Oh, it's too close.
哦，看不到，啥都看不到，
看不见。
看啥？哎，前面多一个，无所谓，无所谓，往前，直接往前过了。然后这里应该，这里应该有多一个。
啊，对。
好，没问题，出发吧。什么都看不见，好暗啊！去哪？所以你现在的说中文是15分钟
5分钟。
，5分钟没 ？OK。
But yes, it's already over.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Jellyfish.
Deadly beauty. Jellyfish can
They
be.
need to fix it because the original redeem is in Spanish,
Oh.
but for some reason it is playing the the Spanish audio on my end instead of the like a random Chinese audio I decided to put in there.
I see.
Cody, steer straight ahead.
Aye, aye, Captain.
I like
Yeah,
jellyfish.
thanks for the redeem gators.
クラゲは綺麗です。There is like a thing here. I think we dock here. Is that it? There's a kerosene lamp. What does it do?
Yeah, I don't trust the jellyfish.
Oh, that works.
Let there be light.
How do we bring the...
Okay, never
oh,
mind.
we have to
I
trust the
trust jellyfish
jellyfish.
Okay, never mind. I don't trust them. Fuck them. Oh my god, dude. Okay, all good now. No, Jimmy.
Don't rush me!
Would you imagine if that actually did something? That would be funny as hell. Come on,
I wanna
Jimmy.
shoot myself. I can't even shoot myself. No! Is there like a pattern to it? Or like,
wonder if
what am I
can
missing?
Emote. I'll be emoting here. Can do some teabagging. We
Teabagging.
got at in
Wow.
3 minutes. Hell yeah. Okay, next one. Oh my god.
I made it somehow.
Okay, we're good.
Light up kerosene. Okay, we're going this way.
Oh,
Mushrooms!
okay.
The one that gives you hallucination,
Oh,
yes.
They have
I-
physics. I don't think these are the same mushrooms.
Ah.
So just glowy mushrooms.
Whee! There's a hazelnut drawing on this. Okay, very interesting.
Oh,
It's
what
like
is this?
a...
Okay, I thought it was a human body.
It's a... What is that?
Just a squirrel.
Dead squirrel? Oh
Squirrel
god.
skeleton
God.
Wait. Is that us?
from Prehistoric Era. Wait, is that us?
That is like a drawing of the baby and the squirrels. Kind of like a... I don't know, and wasp. What is it supposed to mean?
The baby was the chosen one, but where are they?
And there's toilet paper
praying
out
to
here.
To the toilet paper. Oh, I gotta know something. Was this game before COVID? Because if they did, they're fucking geniuses. Come on. Hold on. When did it takes to come up? Oh no, it was during COVID. Okay.
It wasn't COVID.
During COVID. Because if they made it during just before COVID, that would be amazing.
Oh, what is that? Moss? It's like the green glowing wall there.
Oh, it's so cool.
It's like a blue glowing thing down there too. What?
What are you? Oh.
Whoa! What happened?
Wait, hold on. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, just jump and trust. Here's what. Go. Nice. Okay, where to next? Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
It's a big hole!
Huh.
Are we gonna die?
Hey, big fella!
Oh! It's a
Where is it supposed to
fish!
be? Is it like a...
Fish!
Right, nature boy. What do you call this?
It's not a koi fish. What do you call it? Like the
Giant
catfish?
fish?
Fish that can
Catfish.
fly?
Ah, looks like a
Anglerfish,
some kind of
catfish.
catfish.
Oh, there you go,
How does
catfish,
that
yeah.
help us now?
Well, catfish aren't dangerous.
He's big enough to eat us.
No,
the sky, huh?
It's all about the
I
vibes.
think it's trying to throw us off.
No, 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 no! It's just swimming!
That's what fish do.
Just stay on.
Oh my god.
No, 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 no! It's just swimming!
Fucking fish, man.
Just stay on its back!
Nice. So chill.
Oh my god, this
Are
is
these
so
the same
pretty.
fish that they put in those ponds, like this pass where they take your dead skin off?
No, I don't think so.
Or is it like other
Those
other
are like
species?
probably spa fish, so not the same. Where are we going on this?
Cody, is the plan to swim right through that wall?
It's going down again. Please don't tell me it's going to shoot. Shoot something. I don't know.
I think we just gotta die.
We did. We so did. Oh wait, we
Oh
alive.
yeah. Okay.
You know, I am getting really tired of falling.
Well, be grateful you're in good shape.
Oh yeah? Thanks, May.
I meant good shape in this world.
Oh, I see. So you're saying I'm in bad shape in my real body?
Are you calling me fat
say
now?
that.
Excuse me.
May, I am made of clay.
Bad shaming.
I'm big bone, okay?
All like this in your real body?
No.
Exactly. So, enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. Okay.
Alrighty. Seems like we're close to plunger then. Dunger.
Plunger.
Feels like we're close to finishing the
May,
tree.
look!
Maybe.
The shooting range.
Oh,
Wait, how do you get up there? Oh wait,
yeah, I think we're supposed to go here. What is this?
There's one
May,
here as well.
come here!
Oh, it's a mini game.
Reach your side. Oh, okay.
Get ready to lose!
I'm aiming to win.
So am I!
It's a plunger.
Either way.
Hey, what do you gotta do?
Simple.
I know how to handle
Wasted
the plunger.
plunges.
Okay, okay. Oh,
Nice. Smoking guns.
alrighty,
Trigger
ready.
happy.
Please.
Oh no.
Come on!
Oh fuck.
Watch and learn.
Yes.
Crap!
Oh my god, dude.
Oh, next.
I can't pay too much attention to many objects. I'm really bad at bullet hell games.
I don't know. I think I had Valorant training enough, so
I was clearly made for this.
Oh, you played Valorant?
plungers
Oh
is a
my
real
god.
shooter.
I learned Valorant.
I think from Riot Games, the only game I'm actually excited for is that I think they're making a MMO RPG.
That looks like an elevator over there. Have to cross over.
Yeah,
So if they actually
But-
make it, man, I'll be so happy.
that's a deep pit. Who?
Oh, I see. Firefly
Fish.
thingy.
Oh, fire. I was like, fish. I'm gonna run the fish. I'm gonna fish again.
Wait, did someone say fish? Shout out to Orchid. Orchid, shout out.
No, it's a boss battle. I've been
Where are we
lied.
going?
Only one way out.
They're back with their crazy saws!
What? I'm dead.
Oh my god.
You stay alive.
Come on, Chi, I need you. I don't trust myself.
Oh man. I'm dead.
Okay. Okay. no.
That's it.
Yeah, looks like that was it.
Or not.
Lady, nice.
Hey!
Oh, no, no.
Yeah, I can
Focus
see
on.
it. Let's clean up these stragglers.
This one!
Where'd you go?
Main hive. How we
I
gonna?
wonder how hard is it to like get all the achievements for this game.
Pretty hard with me.
Should it be? I don't think so. Do you want to 100% it?
No, I
know,
don't
but-
think I can.
They look pretty angry.
I wonder how long it would take. I don't think it's supposed to be like a family-friendly game, I guess.
The vacuum was not family
you ready
friendly.
for
We
this?
started with
I'm
that.
not sure.
Yeah, stupid.
I mean, and kids exposed to more violence. Back in my day. Wait, what do you have to do?
Sap isn't sticking to him!
Oh wait, he has AOE as well. What the heck?
Oh my god, what the heck?
We need something.
Oh, okay.
What do
I
we
got the
need?
answer. Okay, wait until it comes here.
Doesn't quite. Oh my god.
Okay, I will try luring him here. Oh, he just went to you. Okay. Okay, I'll
Oh,
lure
God.
him here, and when he's on top of this, shoot it.
Oh, we got some.
Okay,
We
that
got a
works.
little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I died.
Oh. Wait, don't shoot it yet. It's going for you. Okay, I will lure
I'm
him
dead.
here. Oh,
Just
fuck.
feel all of it. Just feel all of it. I will try and see where he goes.
Ouch.
Alright, got one.
Nice.
One shot. Oh, I'm I'm dead. Feel.
His shell is too strong.
Alright, one more somewhere. Oh god, please don't die. I'm gonna die.
Ouch.
These pits, Cody.
He's
Oh,
dead.
did you kill it? Nice.
Yeah, just in time. Come back, husband.
Oh, I didn't revive. It's all up to you now. Okay, never mind there.
Don't kill me. I'm just a beetle. I don't even like the wasps.
So why are you on their side?
I'm a mercenary. I fight for anyone who pays me.
Mercenary.
What food? Huh? Worms? Slugs? Larvae?
No, I'm a vegetarian,
Vegetarian?
and gluten-free.
What the
I
fuck?
get paid nectar.
Oh, okay. Well,
Jesus
you know the
Christ.
queen? She has all the nectar. So if you help us take her down, you can have as much nectar as you want.
I can.
Yes, he can have it all.
Oh, yummy. What are we waiting for? Come on.
Do we actually have access to the vector?
I don't know.
Oh, here I go. Nectar.
Wait, who shoots? Okay, I move, you shoot.
I'm trying.
Hey, Beetle, slow down. Cody, slow it
Nice.
down.
I can't. And stop backseat driving.
Ugh, more down wasps.
Shoot them. Kill them, eh?
Stop backseat shooting.
Oh, nectar. Yummy.
Well, it's kind of
Wait,
crazy.
did I already get hits?
Yeah, he got like half health. He got hit by like 3 wasps. Because the auto aim doesn't work as well as I want it to. Oh.
that nectar?
No, definitely not.
Oh.
You're so good at driving, I barely have to shoot.
Hey, you better not get us killed if you want that nectar.
Nectar?
Shoot that, shoot
No, still
I
no.
am.
Shoot them.
Nice one, May!
Auto aim is very late.
Ouch.
Ow.
No! Why did I explode like a fucking car?
Crashed. It's okay. We'll respawn somewhere in between.
Oh, please tell me this is...
It's this
Wait, is
aim
this
thing
the start?
is- No, I don't think so.
Wait, why is it... I don't understand.
Hey, Beetle! We're running out of tree! I got this! I believe!
What?
Okay, flies. Hold it, hold it.
Okay, now we have to burn down the hive, I'm thinking. Oh, okay, you know what? He drives worse than you.
I'm not sure, but... my skin's probably going to get so itchy.
Mm. Beetle is dead.
He'll be fine, he'll be fine.
Intruders!
It's a robot.
It's a fucking robot.
Listen, we know you're not the real queen.
Yeah, you're a robot.
Liars! I'm the Supreme Wasp Queen! She's the Supreme Wasp Queen! Exactly! Attack!
Exactly.
Yeah, he was.
Oh, that's bad.
Soldiers!
Okay, okay.
You can go around it behind. Oh, okay.
I mean, can you shoot it like that?
You're useless!
No, it doesn't really.
tentacles!
Oh, wait, I understand. Hold on a second. There's some...
Run, you pests!
It's like... It has like an X.
Have to
behind
what?
the- Oh my...
Annoying!
Yeah, try shooting them.
Did it work? No, it didn't. It didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah.
work. Did it? A little bit. Yes, it did. Okay, nice, nice, nice. Here you
So,
go,
yeah, let's go.
and then
Let's just
I
go ahead and
go.
repeat that process over and over again.
I'll perhaps you need another helping hand!
They just keep rolling. And rolling.
We got several X's. Oh,
Oh my god, the
second
damage.
phase.
So much damage.
Can't survive that.
There's like
To the other side.
not exactly.
Long intruders! The wasps will take over all of the tree!
I'm dead.
Come on, Chibi, come on. Oh my god. No!
Halfway. It's halfway.
I fucked up.
Ah, 難しい.
Okay.
Alright, get the X. Get the X.
How annoying! Soldiers, defend me! High five!
Come on, Chibi, come on.
So fast, little dolls! I'll send you back.
Oh, fucking wasps are making a shield. We can go the other way. Oh yes, we can.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh,
I'm back. I'm not too good at this dodging thing. Dang it.
come on, Chibi, come on. Just keep like going like through the rails.
My soldiers gladly die for me!
So we end up like making a loop.
They are blocking me. But yeah, okay. Got it. There's one spot in front as well. I can't quite get that.
Yeah, I believe you have to shoot it. Okay.
I did. I'm going back the rail.
No! Fuck off!
I got one side.
Okay.
Did you get the X's?
Yep. Shoot.
Oh, that body part came down. What is that?
Fucking plane.
Oh my god, that is a... What do you call that? Grenade?
Yeah,
I'm
people
dead.
are having flashbacks.
It's like airstrikes. Where am I?
Look at you scuttle around, land insects.
We're good.
I'm dead again! No! I'm back. Oh my god, seriously?
Slash them up.
Okay, so we got the torso and the... what you call this part here?
Thorax,
The
abdomen, the back of it, yeah, I kind of see that. I got the back.
Shoot.
Oh my god.
Stop with a tree. The house is next.
I got the back. Okay, it's only left with the
Okay, what else do we need to shoot?
the front, the throat area.
Snip, snip. It won't hurt a bit. Your hazelnut technology is no match for me.
Huh?
Oh my god.
I'm dead.
I just noticed that the the theme song of the boss is the fucking Flight of the Bumblebee.
I'm dead again. What is this? Get the
Did you want
thorax. Get the thorax. It's front, not back. In front. Gotta shoot the
sure you
shields. You are so...
Nice.
I lost count how many times I died, man.
Wait, more?
Wait, what do we do?
Time to seal the deal.
Oh, okay. Gotta shoot the chain. Shoot the chain. Maybe 2 more?
Bees!
Oh my god.
I'm dead.
The wasps will take over all of the tree. Keep that horrible sap away from me.
Keep shooting. It's still 2 more.
Chain, you gotta get the chain.
Gotta shoot the wasps first. The shield wasp.
I did. Chain. I got it.
Nice. Okay, 1 more actually.
Got it. Reload. Oh god.
Don't let them get past you.
Nice.
There we go. How many deaths was that? 17?
I mean, I won't count the just the revives. I'll just count like how many retries we have.
Okay.
Only 1 retry.
Oh, Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Oh, she's actually really furry and sweet.
Yeah.
No! I am the Wasp Queen!
What?
No. I told you. See, it's a robot.
It's a stupid bumblebee! Don't hurt
Do bumblebees and wasps hate each other?
More like wasps are very aggressive. Bumblebees are just, you know, they're just
Exist.
foolish, like nice bees. They barely sting, you know. Bumblebees barely sting.
Cody, shoot the nectar tank.
Okay.
Let's see if this stings.
Damn.
Oh.
Very Michael Bay.
Goodbye, Hive. Oh.
Okay, that was actually very satisfying. You don't know how much I hate wasps and wasp nests.
Are you okay? I have nothing to live for now. I'm no longer a wasp queen. What's the point if you can't be special?
But you are special. You are one of the noblest pollinators in nature.
I am?
Yeah, of course. Bees pollinate crops that feed 90% of the human population. Without you guys, well, humans would just die.
He's right. Really? So I am special?
No. You're.
Wait, so what's the actual? Oh my god.
Why haven't you killed the traitor?
She helped save us.
Yeah, I'm special.
Yeah, and all the wasps have gone. I mean, we don't need to kill her, do we? Huh?
Oh, so you're on the same team now? Shoot them all.
What?
Oh my god.
It's a miracle they have bad aim.
Hey, north, north.
Yeah, they're like stormtroopers.
Good luck.
Hey, take us with you.
Hey, we just saved your furry ass.
Come on, Cody. Over here.
Leave that.
You drive.
Underpants.
May, this is a plane. It's not a station wagon.
Just fly.
Where's the gas? Hold your fire! Man the cannons! I want air coverage!
Oh
Oh
god.
my god, what do you mean they have their coverage?
Go, go, go!
You fly a plane.
Hey!
I think so, we're fine. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm firing. You're flying.
Oh, stop raising your pants. Focus on
We'll be
flying.
fine.
Alright, I'm revving it! I'm revving
Oh, we have
it.
turbo.
Crash
Okay.
into anything.
Well, you just help me out and clear the way. Just shoot something. Shoot, shoot.
Yeah.
Wow. And I thought the match gun packed a punch.
Yeah, no kid.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Right.
Cody, the gates are closing. Pump it.
Going as fast as I can.
They have air artillery. What do you call it? Defense thingies. I'm just like, okay.
It reminds me of the
Okay.
arcade games. They're so fun, man. I wonder, like, we no longer having in my city.
Hey, May, look.
People just stopped going to arcades in general.
Come on. Keep it steady, Cody. Keep it steady.
I'm trying.
Just go straight.
All right. Shoot them. Shoot them.
Oh my god.
Just go faster.
And I'm maxed out.
All
They're
right, well,
down. They're both
don't
down.
crush the plane.
You're distracting me. Just take them down. Whoa.
Everything on fire.
Hey,
Enemies.
see more planes behind us. Sharp shooting, May.
Hey.
What is
More
this?
trouble ahead.
God dang it.
Oh my god, what?
Oh my god. These are a pain. Get to the bottom one. There's one
I
behind.
see some more behind us.
Okay.
Woo!
That doesn't look good.
Does it turn around automatically, or is it you have
No,
to do it?
I have to do it.
Whoa! This is escalating quickly. quickly!
Somehow we make it.
Yeah, if we make it first try, I'll be very surprised.
Probably because I'm used to like shooters more than this, so yeah. Squirrel, what?
Jesus Christ, man. Oh, it's my underwear. I didn't notice.
It is your underwear.
Can't wait to smash your wooden face.
And I can't wait to kick your furry ass.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna lose.
Let's go. Fighting game. Shout out to Moomer. It's a new Street Fighter, guys. You just gotta pick into Street Fighter 7.
I am actually not good at
I
this.
got this.
I don't got this. Who said that? Oh,
Oh my god. Do you have any special attacks? Like a Hadouken? Hadouken.
okay, got him in the nuts.
Nice. Heck yeah. First try, let's go.
Oh, the plane is gonna crash. Goodbye. Ah.
Hold on, Cody.
I'm trying! I'm losing my grip!
I'm here.
Oh hell yeah, thank you, King.
That's no longer a plane. This is just a glider.
Oh! That was close!
You're welcome.
Yeah, thanks, Meg. Hey, Meg, that fight, that was epic.
Yeah. Thanks, Cody.
Yeah, well, you know, on to Rose's room.
Yep. I'm gone.
Oh, yeah, what we were trying to do. I already forgot what the plot was. I mean, besides
Drive the plane.
divorcing.
Hey.
Oh,
It's okay.
Think the squirrels will be mad about the plane?
Well, they shouldn't have stolen from us in the first place.
I'll never look at a squirrel the same way again.
I'm just gonna hang in the middle, yeah.
yeah. Okay, maybe I don't got this.
Ah. Okay, I'm gonna hang.
Hey.
Are we touching down? We are touching down.
Nice.
Not yet, not quite. Oh wow.
Hey! There's the shed! Oh, and our house!
Aim for Rose's room. The window's
How
open.
far were we from our house? What the heck?
It was just like a big tree, they said that, and then like everything else is just Where's the window? Oh, the window is upstairs?
Like the dimensions are way off. Oh, window. Let's go.
Wait, no, that's not the window.
Mummy, look what I found. Moonbaboo. Remember him?
The mom just knocked her
Knocked
ass.
out. There's no soul in that body.
Oh. Do you have that headache again? Okay. I won't bother you. But when you feel better, maybe we can play with Moonbaboon again.
Me baboon.
And all the other space toys you got for me. We haven't played with them in a long time. Oh, and I talked to Dad. I think he wants you two to become friends again.
Oh,
Just wanted you to know.
it would not work. But okay, I already found another goth barista.
Is it Mori?
I don't know. I'm gonna tell Astor to make her. Is I going to become another character?
Hopefully not.
Oh!
That is the last time I'm flying.
It's
by
like if
the
the
seat of
toys
your
do
pants.
come alive, that's just
You're a real
Toy Story at
comedian,
this
you
point.
know that?
Thank you.
Look, there she is.
I mean, as long as I don't say it, I think it should be
She's
fine.
okay.
She looks fine. I mean, she's
Patent-wise.
playing like nothing happened.
Thank goodness. Let's go and talk to her.
Yeah, but we should be careful. We don't want to scare her.
Are you saying I'm too harsh with her?
No, I meant she might get scared when she sees us. I mean, look at us. We've turned into a couple of dolls, remember?
Of course I remember.
Hey. Are you really ready to
Oh
talk
my
to
god,
Rose?
Hakim,
Why
dude,
not? She's our
stop.
daughter.
Well, can you talk to her without fighting each other?
Of course we can.
Rose isn't the problem. He is.
She is. You see, I don't think you are ready.
Wait, is he trying to stop us?
I think that he is. And are we gonna let him? No!
New chapter.
Wait. What if we can't make Rose cry?
What? We have to, or we'll be stuck like this forever.
Wait, why were
But she hardly ever cries.
why are we going to make her cry? I forgot.
Because initially, her tears were the
figure
one that
something out,
transported the
okay?
souls into these
Just-
dolls, and
we
she
really
made a
need
wish.
those tears. The bigger the better.
So the two dumb parents think that by doing the same in reverse would make everything okay.
Okay, makes sense.
There's a lot
Makes
of
sense to me.
Yeah,
No
it's
problem
pillow
with that much.
fort. Rose and I made
I do
it.
think this is another chapter
nice,
already.
you
Yeah, well, you haven't played here lately.
I don't know if you want to keep it here,
I'm not
or
allowed
you want to
here.
keep going.
Rose calls it mommy
I
space.
think I'll keep it here.
As in outer space.
Alrighty. Maybe next time we can switch. I can play the wife.
That again.
You can play the
saying.
husband, just so we can. Oh, wait, this is a new game.
Makes sense, yeah.
This is a new game.
We can do that. These are like games that I'm like hitting on the lava limb
Hey,
right
May,
now.
come here.
Tank Brothers, why?
Yeah, let's check this out.
Wait, I have to get up there.
Oh, we still have those old
The
things.
other one, the other one. This one to the left, yeah.
Looking forward to blowing you up.
Your first hit's on
What
me.
is this?
You won't hit a thing.
Oh,
It's like the
tank.
old tank games, yeah. Oh.
Come on.
Oh my god. I was supposed to aim.
You charge it.
Right.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
You lost the battle and the war.
Whoops.
War is
Okay.
bad.
Oops.
Make love, not war, baby.
Alrighty. So yeah, that should be it for today, guys.
Yep,
I'll probably be
thank
streaming a little bit
you.
later.
Oh, okay, you're streaming
No.
again?
Yeah, probably like an hour or two.
Okay, I hope I catch it. Alright. Thank you for the game. I'll probably see you again next week, similar time.
Yeah. Guys, probably same time. What time is it for Singapore? Like GMT plus what? Plus
GMT
6?
plus 8.
Plus 8. Okay. Alright, guys. We'll see you next time on Saturday. Probably. Yeah, I don't think I have anything, but we'll be checking. I'll report if anything. But yeah, guys, let's go ahead and find a target to rate. And Chibi, thank you again for joining me.
Welcome. I don't know how to rate. Like, does chat rate all together at the same time?
I think you have to choose. I mean, we can choose the target together anyway.
Anyone streaming right now can choose to rate them.
Let's see. Probably Gators
Okay.
and Azor.
Alright, chat, we're gonna go to Gators.
Let's see,
And
let's
also
see.
for all the people who have joined today that I didn't give a shout out to, I'm so sorry because it's kind of chaotic. I don't usually see many chats,
you're not
and I'm
sure?
gonna ignore
Yeah, that's not
chats.
sure.
So yeah, today is kind of like
See ya,
ignore chat day.
Charlie. Oh no, Creek!
Did it crash?
Fuck, I owe you that, Raiden. Got to. We're ready now. Wait, hold on a second. Where is? I thought I saw Gator streaming.
Okay, you know what? Can I just do the raid? I have people on now.
Yeah, you have someone. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna rate leave. We're gonna rate leave. Leave displaced.
Yeah. Yo, Craig, hope you're doing alright, dude. Yeah, let's just go ahead and rate Hune. Pretty chill VTuber. She's also an artist. She has made some emotes for us.